All right, Jeskai Flash. This deck plays a lot of the magic cards I love casting. We've got Nimble Obstructionist, Vendilion Clique, Spell Queller, some Snapcaster Mages. Can I add your preferred version of blue UB Mill to the queue? I'll submit a version if you prefer. Can I play Sultai Mill? I really don't think there's a reason to play straight blue-black over having UB Mill. Yeah, this curve seems really clean. Like, and one of the things to remember, yeah, definitely Turculator. I will get that added there. Sultai Mill is great. You can actually, if you're interested in finding my list before I put it together, my preferred Sultai Mill list is on my website. So one of the things that's important to remember about this curve is that Snapcaster, bump any modern deck you want to play. Thank you, Nick Moniker. I appreciate that. 10 out of 10 getting bumped for Green Black Elves as we prepare for the Invitational. Thank you for the 3 months of support. Welcome back. Yeah, I think 2 Cryptic is fine. Like, I do think your curve can get too high if you put too many Cryptic Commands decks. Like, this isn't a control deck. This is a deck looking to pressure people. And one of the things you need to consider with your curve is this is the style of deck where playing Snapcaster Mage as a turn 2 play is fine. Like, not only to block an early attacker like a Goblin Guide, but also just like as a 2-1 to start attacking the opponent. Nice, Sene. I think main deck Negate is fine in Modern right now. I think Negate has a text box in most matches in Modern. The Invitational is the first weekend of December, and all of the STG Invitationals are in Roanoke, Virginia these days. Yay, Tron. If they don't do this proactively, I might be able to Stifle Bird it. Now, Bloodbraid Elf's just worse than the other card advantage tools. Bloodbraid Elf's really bad when half your deck is Mana Dorks that you're going to cascade into. I actually think this deck has, like, an okay chance against Tron. I don't know that our... Oh, there's no rejections in the board. I take back what I said. We're probably dead to rights. I'm a liar. I take it back. No, 0 Stony Silence, 0 rejections. Probably dead here. Let's be aggressive and cross our fingers. Silly opponent. Playing around our cards. If you stifle it, they'll just have natural Tron. That is also true. They got Forest here. So they actually probably do have Tron. Yeah, I'm pretty confident I'm playing Pirates this weekend. I just like how Pirates plays, and I want to get it out of my system before the Invitational. Who knows? Maybe it's great, and then I played at the Invitational too. Yeah, we can stifle Karn's down tick and then bolt it. So we've got that going for us. They could still play Wormcoil Engine here. Wormcoil Engine's only 6. Okay. I think Pirates lines up pretty okay against those decks. You have both Fungal Infection and Moment of Craving post board, as well as a pretty efficient clock. And they don't have the ability to take your Curious Obsession off the table generally, which is a big leg up for you. Sure. I think I'm going to go ahead and stifle this here. Am I? So, like, I need to try and hit a land drop for this Cryptic Command anyways. This might be bad. But I kind of want to use my mana this turn. It's going to get Sanctum, right? Negate's a fine draw, too. I want to ideally give myself the best possible chance at a 4th land to have this Cryptic Command up. Since we know they have Eugene. Negate's a good pickup, though, for sure. If we miss the 4th land drop, we'll opt main phase to try and propel ourselves into it. Ding. I'm going to go ahead and shock this in here so I can negate plus bolt, or actually probably negate plus peak, right? Now, I think trying to ensure that I hit Cryptic Command the following turn is really important, because I'm not beating Resolve Dugan. Fucking Tron. All right, I have this. I have a couple of draws to hit a Path to Exile. Yeah, I think the one peak is probably too cute, and it should probably just be another opt. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, bounce the Ulamog is exactly the play I want to make. That sounds like a fantastic plan, Twitch chat. Bounce the Ulamog. That's a good line. That's just a phenomenal. Never change, Twitch chat. Never change. All right, so we're gonna bolt them, we're gonna negate the Ugin, and then next turn we can snap opt, hoping to find a Path to Exile. And then, like, assuming my opponent's deck that's only 40 cards because they have 16 cantrips plus Demonic Tutor never finds another threat, maybe we have a chance. Just Queller the... Of course, chat. Queller the Ulamog. Duh. I'm excited for this Ulamog trigger to exile 4 Path to Exile so I can concede. We'll probably start Blue-Black Fairy somewhere between a half hour and 2 hours from now. Depends on how severely we get dumpstered for the remaining of this league. All right, they only got rid of half our Path to Exile, so I'm saying there's a chance, chat. In fact, if we draw the path naturally next turn, we'll be able to hold up Cryptic Command and snap Negate. So, like, if we hit it naturally, we've got a great chance. If we don't hit it naturally and we opt into it, we still have a small chance. These are exiled. Don't argue with people who think Tron's fine for Modern. Just add them to your block list and move on with your life. I don't think that doing something like that, Jojo, would add enough value to my content to be worth me personally spending time on. Time's a very finite resource, and while I agree that something like that could be nice to have, I think I'm better off spending my time as a resource elsewhere. Any merit to tap draw next turn? Maybe. Well, we tried. I don't really have sideboard cards for this matchup. I've got 2 Disdainful Strokes and a Negate. Yeah, the sideboard is not well constructed with Tron in mind. I'm not saying it's poorly constructed in general. I'm just saying whoever put this deck together did not really care to beat Tron, which is probably fine. It's probably okay to just punt the matchup. Like, we've got very specific cards like Purge and Ajani and stuff like that that are for other matchups. I don't think we're just dead in this matchup. Like, I have a bunch of counter spells and flash threats, but I'd really like to see, like, a couple of Stony Silence in the sideboard, probably. Here's a positive moment of Jeff does social media. I don't have any opinions on any form of Jeskai. I just play what the people pay me to play and give my thoughts afterwards. Can you explain why we cut Helix? I cut Lightning Helix because I think it's worse than all the other cards in my deck. While bolting them is important, I think it's worse than casting counter spells that kill them. Tell me which modern deck is best. Humans or red-black hollowed one? Nope, the point of my website is so you don't have to come in here and chat and ask me what I think about a given deck list. As I have thoughts and opinions on deck lists, I literally open my website and update them. What are my thoughts on Portillo's? My parents stopped and got Portillo's on their way into town and brought it so we could eat yesterday, and they forgot to put my sandwich in the bag, so I'm a little miffed at Portillo's at the moment, if we're being honest. They forgot my food, and like, the Portillo's is like 20 minutes across town, so I just like made something out of the freezer instead of driving back to get it. They had one job. And the extra funny part is, my mother said that the girl at the register couldn't find the vegetarian sandwich on how to place the order on their menu, which is actually really common. A lot of people don't order the vegetarian sandwich at Portillo's, so people often can't find it on their menu. But then they couldn't find it on their menu. They charged them for it when they finally found it, and they forgot to put it in the bag. It's just really funny. How am I today? I'm doing fantastic. My life is swell. I get to hang out and play Magic the Gathering today. Do I like tofu? I like some tofu. Tofu is basically the sponge of food, so the quality that tofu is varies drastically depending on how it's prepared. So if you're someone who's eaten tofu in the past and you didn't like it, I'd encourage you to try more tofu, because there's a good chance that you might like it if it's prepared in a different way. Rashad, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine with that. So I get to opt digging for a land or a threat, and then I get to tear this, or wear this expedition map. It was like a $2.50 sandwich, so like, I wasn't super worried about it. I like made some frozen egg rolls and ate lunch. I firmly believe people should just eat the food they like. That's why I don't eat meat, because I don't like meat. What types of vegetarian options are the highest in protein that you enjoy? I'm like a junketarian. I eat a lot of dairy. Yeah, half a chicken. It's under $3 with tax. It's like $2.50 something. I'd like to counter your spell and draw a card. That's actually the reason why I don't really like meat Nivik. I'm not a big fan of like the texture of chicken and steak or bacon. Lima 8 Ravo, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. All right, it's a good lightning bolt target. That's unfortunate. Makes future Snapcaster Mages much worse. Let's go ahead and kill this with fire before they untap. We go down to 10. They have 2 cards left. Butter is just basic cheese. All right, popping that aggressively is good for us. It means that they don't have any more threats in their hand to start, and they're just kind of spinning their tires. It also means if I like opt into a Snapcaster Mage, I can then snap opt at end of turn. Looks like weekend challenges are going to start qualifying process all the way to online championships. Weird. I'm interested to see what kind of competitive play they bring to Arena soon. I don't really have a desire to like sit and play an all-day Magic Online tournament. Like I have like 35 QPs, I think, right now. 36 QPs from when I was still playing competitive leagues. That tells you how long I've had these for. I have 36 qualifier points. You actually can't see them. They're over to the right. Oops. Yeah, I have 36 qualifier points at the moment. Just like I have no intention to ever use. Just like hanging out, playing a Magic Online tournament all day is just like not something I want to do. How do you feel about fish? Some fish is okay. Yeah, I'm really hoping the December 6th announcement involves Magic Arena. If they're smart, it will. Asked what I was taking, I said an expensive and bad burn deck. Now, I think I actually really like Mardu Nahiri. Or sorry, Jeskai Nahiri. I like having a combo kill in these decks. I like having a combo kill. I think it goes a long way. That might be part of the December 6th announcement, Nivik. At the very latest, Arena's going to have a non-rotating format next fall. When things rotate. I like how one of the lands got a hat, but the other one didn't. In fact, this has happened enough that I'm going to tweet about it. This has happened enough that I'm going to tweet about it. Let's have a moment of Jeff does social media. I don't understand why, like, they randomly don't show up sometimes. At first, I thought it was cards that were tapped and not tapped, and then, like, it randomly works on tapped cards, too. Why would qualifying for the PT through Arena be awkward? Can you explain? I actually think strongly integrating their digital and physical products together is the correct move. They should complement and encourage one to do the other. There's no reason why digital and physical can't go hand in hand. Like, I've seen a lot of people being very worried about, like, Magic Arena impacting, like, LGS's bottom lines. And, like, if Arena is handled appropriately, Magic Arena will increase popularity for local game stores. It's going to make the game more accessible. All right, so I think we're dead. Yeah, there are literally PTUs in Magic Online. That is correct. I'm genuinely curious. Feel free to not answer, but did all the BS with that nonsense? Yeah, basically. I prefer just not to talk about that person, Nivik. And the reason why that got sorted is because we stopped talking about it. People like that live for clicks. So them being talked about is just everything they want. So, Tron players aren't more lucky than the rest of us. They're just playing a deck that's better constructed than our decks. The reason why Tron is such a good deck, chat, is because it plays all these cantrips. It's very, very consistent. It has stars and spheres and relics and all these other things that allow it to cycle through its deck very quickly and consistent. Tron is very close to a Xerox deck, correct? Awesome, Fizzy, that's great. Yeah, like, I mean, Arena is 10 out of 10 the reason that I'm going to GP Milwaukee. I haven't been to a Grand Prix in 2.5 years, and like, Arena has me so excited to play Standard that I want to go do it in paper, and I didn't want to wait till the Invitational. There's a command for what a Xerox refers to. It's an old Magic term. The blue-red Drake deck in Standard is considered a Xerox deck. Is Grixis Death Shadow a Xerox deck? I don't know if that qualifies. There's a lot of players that do online only and never go to F&M. To them, Arena is just a video game for those players to qualify for a tournament like that. However, Jojo, that's just nonsense, though. There's this idea among Magic players, especially that I've seen, and it's probably TCG players in general, this idea that every format of Magic and every event in Magic has to appeal to every single player is utter and complete nonsense. One of the reasons why Magic is such a great game and why it's been so successful for so long is because Magic is a rules engine where we play lots of different games under the banner of Magic the Gathering. Standard doesn't have to appeal to everybody. Events that would qualify you for the Pro Tour don't need to appeal to everybody. Sealed, draft, these are things that are different, modern, legacy. Like, it's okay to like one part of Magic and be completely uninterested in another. That's one of the great things about it as a game. The Standard format right now is good for very, very simple reason. The ratio of threats to answers is great. It's just very well balanced. There aren't Hazarets, there aren't Scarab Gods, there aren't Scrap Heap Scroungers, there aren't Bowmockers, there aren't these offensive, obnoxious threats that are much better than the answers that we have access to. You can subscribe on the phone using this link here. Xers, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine with that. Welcome. Welcome to everybody. Got 1,100 people here for Modern this morning. It's good for a Monday. Everyone's having a good day, had a great weekend. Drawing Sacred Foundry there was very good. Nothing but professionalism on this stream. Emulate Titan, thanks for the 8-month resub. Welcome back. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Man, I would love a Pure Leaf Tea sponsorship. Pure Leaf Tea, talk to me. Come on, work with me here. I drink a lot of your stuff. Jimmy, let's work. We can work something out. Give me like 3 or 4 cases a month. For people that are my regular viewers, please keep in mind that I will not be live this Friday. I'm going to the Grand Prix this weekend. I'm leaving Friday morning. Hey, Sean, thanks for the biddies. What you got over there? Double trophy K command. All right, so these negates are about to do God's work is what you're saying. Yeah, I'm playing Blue-Black Pirates this weekend, I'm pretty sure. I like that deck a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and bolt their dome here. Yeah, the raspberry ones are good. My pecking order for preferred pure leaf teas are unsweetened raspberry lemon. I'm gonna be honest, I could probably go through $200 worth of pure leaf tea in a month. That's fine. You can turn my land into a different land. Nah, usually I just drink them cold out of the fridge. Perfect. Gives me something to snap Helix here. You'll be in Vegas? No, I'll be at Grand Prix Milwaukee this weekend. Yeah, actually, I'm off Friday. I am going to be streaming Friday night. And actually, 5 p.m. cornfield time is when I'm planning to start. I'm going to do like 5 to midnight, I think. You've killed him. So their last 2 cards are Trophy plus K Command here. And I've got double Negate. I've seen them. I've not played with them, Pythrion. Oh, missed my mute there, sorry. You play snap decks very well is the reason I don't play more of them. Yeah, because people don't pay me to play more of them. You need to remember, the deck lists that I play on this stream are in no way representative of the decks that I enjoy playing. Or the decks that I think are good. And that's different than a lot of streams, right? So like, that's definitely a different culture than what a lot of people play on stream. If you're not familiar, if you're a new viewer or newer viewer, basically 100% of the things I play on this channel, yeah, let's say like 99%, or sometimes I get to pick, are viewer submitted deck lists. So these type of flash tempo style decks are ones that I enjoy playing. But, definitely just play what pays the bills here. This is my job. And while I enjoy playing Magic generically, there are definitely decks that I enjoy playing more or less than others. Yeah, Thursday night, Lapis. My schedule is updated on my website, just in case you're not familiar. I keep that current. Potato People, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub there. Welcome, welcome. I'm just going to let this resolve. I'm going to save the Spell Snare for like a Dark Confidant or a Tarmogoyf. Inquisition. I'd like for you to stay out of my hand, please. Yeah, that's definitely true too. Variety is pretty big. Also, one of the reasons why my content became so successful is because I churned through so many different decks. That's both their trophies, so either of the cards in their hand. Thanks for the great content. As an Elves player across all formats, it makes me happy you're behind Green Black Modern Elves. Good luck at the NV. Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking. Thanks for the 5 months. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing Elves Invitational. Deck feels like a good mix of proactive and reactive. Proactive and consistent, actually. Deck's not reactive. I've watched since you stopped playing Tron. God bless. Poor Spell Queller. Maybe I should have. Yeah, maybe. And so, like, I'm getting kind of punished here for not having Spell Snared their trophy on my thing. Like, now I have to discard it. No, Magic Online does not have the mouse over interface. It's one of the many reasons why it's worse for content. Yeah. Yep. When whether you're subbed or not only matters when you actually send money in. Yeah, it's possible too. I could have just let this resolve and then Helix and attack it so I don't get into this situation like this. Definitely very possible. Why wear the owl suit for owling mine? Probably not. You turn my lands into other lands. Let me return the favor. I will not be dressed as a pirate this weekend. Card Sphere is actually paying to sponsor me to wear their gear for the weekend, so I'll be wearing Card Sphere t-shirts and hoodies for the weekend. It's a pretty good tap deck. No, I'm gonna focus on playing good Magic this weekend rather than being a gimmick. Cooler, thanks for the Twitch Prime support. Welcome. Good morning. I think Blue Black Pirates is fine against White Red aggro. I think Hostage Taker, Fungal Infection, and Moment of Craving are all very good there. Build around decks get placed in at $50 worth of points. So I give $50 donations a 20% bonus, like is detailed on the website. So they go in. A $50 donation always goes in with 60 points. All right, so against Jund, this sideboard is really not good against Jund either, is it? I guess it's okay. Oh, Purge is good. I missed Purge. This board's fine against Jund. So basically in this matchup, from the Jeskai side, regardless of what iteration of Jeskai you're playing, in my experience, you want to cut all of your reactive cards like Mana Leaks, Negates, and Spell Snares, because that last game's a great example of why you want to do this, actually. So this matchup often comes down to both players empty-handed and top decking. And counter spells when you're top decking trying to answer a threat in play are very, very bad. I think anybody expecting a ton of white-red aggro at the GP doesn't understand how to digest the Grand Prix result, the Pro Tour results. I'm gonna have an article this week on Cool Stuff Inc. talking about in full what the PT data means, but the PT data goes a lot deeper than just looking at the top 8. So that tweet there has a link to a little highlight of what I mean by don't just look at the top 8, but this format has a lot of depth to it, and anybody expecting to play against mono white aggro is going to be pretty disappointed, I think. It's fine. Not amazing, but fine. Yeah, I agree, Bob. Like, green-black had a good weekend not metagaming for mono-white, and, like, once green-black's able to metagame for mono-white with, like, fungal infections, golden demises, and moment of cravings, they're going to be on a very level playing field. Would love another threat. I have 3 lands already. Sure, I agree that white-red aggro is going to be good and going to put up a presence at the Grand Prix, and I think that anybody thinking otherwise is silly, but what I'm saying is you shouldn't expect to show up to a Grand Prix and play 8 of your 9 matches against white aggro. I think that's a very foolish thing to expect. I think any deck that's playing counterspells in general should trim counterspells against Jund, because Jund is a deck that forces top decking situations when they're winning. Mono white had very good conversion rates. The mono white deck was the best performing deck at the Pro Tour. There were other decks that performed good as well, though, but none quite as good as mono white. Yeah, black spells are uncastable in the Pirates deck, Jekyll Girl. 12 to 13 mana sources means you're just not going to cast them enough. If you want my thoughts on which format, we're talking about standard. Are we talking about standard or are we talking about modern? Standard. I think Jeskai is very good in standard. I think mono white, mono red, Jeskai, mono blue. There's like a dozen different decks that are very reasonable with standard format. The standard format is great. Again, Wednesday on Cool Stuff Inc. Later tonight, if you're a sub in the subs Discord for the preview article, I'll have a thing detailing all the PT data and my thoughts on it and summarizing it a little bit more deeply. I don't think that it's just Adanto that's problematic for Jeskai. I think Heroic Intervention's pretty good against Jeskai too. It's like four hasty damage that like leaves the points behind is pretty good. I think Milwaukee's gonna have a lot of everything. Joke's on you, I don't have any instants or sorceries. Whatever. You knew what card I was talking about. Again, Nivik, please just read this. Please be informed. Okay, that's pretty good. I just want to race this Tarmogoyf here. I don't think I'm quite at a point where Bob's on my side. I think with these Colonnades and Nimble plus Snapcaster, I can just race this Goyf. The Intruder Alarm deck was very, very bad. I don't have anything that I would change about the current standard format. It seems well designed and well balanced. Scavenging Ooze makes racing pretty hard here. Smart and thin, chat. Smart and thin. It's not even just about a PT being metagamed. It's about the fact that the top 8 had 6 rounds of limited to get players there. So, like, super biased by that. The person who went 10-0 in Standard didn't top 8 the Pro Tour. Just like to let you know how awkward the Pro Tour results are for determining Standard things. A person who went 10-0 in Standard did not top 8 the Pro Tour. Just like let that sink in. I do not stream any limited. We do Standard on Magic Arena. We do Modern on Magic Online. All constructed here on this channel. Alright, if we draw an untapped land here, we win this race with a chump block. Okie doke. Yep. You can go to my website here. It has not only my schedule of which days I stream, but also which formats I stream on which days. Yeah, Limited should be removed from the Pro Tour. The Pro Tour should be about promoting Magic to the most amount of people, and Limited consistently has much lower viewer numbers than Constructed. So the Pro Tour should prioritize formats that are popular for viewing. Gorks, thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. I was a bit surprised to see red-white aggro do so well, but what makes the linear decks so powerful? I mean, the red-white deck didn't outperform most other decks at the Pro Tour. All of the known good decks did well at the Pro Tour. So this should be lethal, because if they had a Fatal Push, they would have killed us last turn. If they had Fatal Push, we would have died already. Sure, Wannabe Beetle, but you could also argue the inverse of that too. You could argue that some of these white decks that had good records, they were playing against people who had bad Standard decks or were bad at Standard because they had good limited records. So, like, again, just like the whole metrics of everything are just like super awkward because of the split formatness. And like the other thing is, not only is limited bad for viewer numbers, but like this limited here is an especially bad for this format, because people are like just gonna look at the top 8 of this Pro Tour and go, well, this Standard format's dry and the only playable thing is white aggro, when that like really couldn't be further from the truth. And like, so limited, in addition to hurting viewer numbers, is also hurting the perception from people who are glancing at the results. But I don't think that's true, microbiologist. That works off of this absurd idea that everybody looks at the Pro Tour and then like throws out the Standard deck they've been playing for the last 4 weeks and like buys an entirely new Magic deck. That's not how Magic works. People mostly have a deck that they like playing and then show up and play the deck that they like playing. A format has to be incredibly imbalanced in order for people to be willing to throw away the deck that they enjoy playing and pick up something else. Hot take. 99% of the people who play in the Magic Pro Tour are not professional Magic players. It's not their profession. They play Magic as a hobby. That's my hot take for the afternoon. Bin Clique. I think I'm gonna bin Settle the Wreckage here. I think I just want like maximum flash threat so I can pressure this Liliana the Veil. More like 95%. You think, so there were like 500 people at the last Pro Tour. So that's 5 times. You think there were 25 people at the last Pro Tour that all they do for a living is play Magic? I think that number's high. Professional hobbyist. That's a good way to put it. There's even a lot of people who are platinum pros that the amount of money they make from playing Magic in a year wouldn't be considered a living wage in a lot of countries. Potato People, thank you for the $20 tip. I appreciate that. This is for my modern Jeskai boom deck I submitted. Please keep in mind that if I haven't sent you a message back saying, yes, I will play this deck list, you should not send me money. I do not accept all decks that get submitted through the queue. Just a friendly heads up. Details that really clearly on the website. LSV works a full-time 9 to 5. LSV does not derive. It's like he has a regular job that pays him money. I don't know, it depends on how you define professional Magic player. In my mind, someone who's a professional X is someone that does this thing, does X for a living. I'm just here for my free time out. I got you. Yeah, John Finkel is a hedge fund manager. Would you say that I am a professional Magic player? By definition, I play Magic for my profession. Yeah, LSV works for Direwolf Digital. He's a game designer for them. As far as I'm aware, he works full time there. This league, someone asked me why I don't play more Snapcaster decks. This league's been a good example of why I don't play more Snapcaster decks. While they're fun and have interesting lines to them, these decks just come up really short against a lot of things in Modern. We've been beaten by Tron and we've been beaten by Jund, which are two very different ends of the spectrum in Modern. What key factor had to line up for me to be able to stream full time for me to not know about? It had to pay enough to pay my bills. There's a reason why I eased into streaming Magic. Like I've been streaming Magic full time for less than a year, but I've been streaming on Twitch for 5+ years now. I've been streaming on Twitch for a very long time. I never expected streaming Magic to be a full-time job. This is not what I plan to do with my career. I'm really happy to be here. I love being here every day, but like I had realistic expectations that this was a hobby and something I was going to do in my time off. Here's something you may or may not know about. If you don't count content as a way to be a professional Magic player, then there's almost no professional Magic players in the world, because most of the people who like play the PT and play the SCG tour, you make way more money from content writing articles for websites than you do actually playing in those tournaments. Like, when I spent a bunch of time traveling to play a bunch of Magic, the only reason I made any money and broke even and made a small profit was because of the money I made making content while doing that. Getting paid to write articles and stuff of that nature. Brewski, thanks for the $5 tip. I appreciate that. Remember you saying that getting into Standard and Arena would take about $100. Can you elaborate on that? Yeah, you just buy packs. So the thing that's not super clear about the Arena economy is that every 6 packs, you get a guaranteed rare wild card. So you should buy a bunch of packs from the set that has the most cards you want in it, but then you're guaranteed to get wild cards in opening those packs to craft the rest of the cards that you want, that you don't open. Yep. Dominaria or Guilds of Rav is probably the best set to buy packs for if you're just buying packs for one set, like you're putting $100 in, because all the shock lands, the 5 shock lands are in that set. Listen, you haven't spent enough time around Magic players if you don't realize that many of them are, is pedantic the correct word, and want to argue about trivial definitions that ultimately don't matter. technically correct is the best kind of correct, chat. Thanks for the great content. Thanks for the biddies, Waffle House. I appreciate that. I'd argue pedantic isn't the right word. Is it though? Let's discuss. Y'all are great. All right, so we're gonna snap path on this Tasigur here. We'll take 3 inside of combat. I'm gonna get another blue here. Yeah, I'm gonna get another blue here for when we draw Cryptic Command. I do need to draw another path at some point so I can path this Flame Wake, but the Lightning Helixes will keep me afloat here for a... Oh my god, I just clicked up by mistake. Oh my... Alright. I'm just done. The CFO/CCO of Finkel's Head Fund is Mage George Papadopoulos, and he has apparently been getting harassed on Twitter because he shares a name with Trump's advisor who lied under oath. Yeah, mistakes are made. I'm gonna finish this match because this matchup's pretty okay for this archetype, but I'm kind of off of Jeskai. It's getting beat up, making me realize why I'm sad and don't play things like that. There are accidental misclicks in MTGA. That being said, a lot of the things the Magic Arena interface does makes it harder to misclick in a lot of ways, but you definitely that was user error. That wasn't on Magic Online there. I should have popped out the graveyard and zoomed in. Just is what it is. Yeah, Seth's a professional Magic player. All Seth does for a living is play Magic, I believe. Love the content, both the Excel and video games. Moan, thanks for the 8 months. Welcome back. Wait, what? Did I click go second? Holy crap, this has just been... It has been a hot series of plays. All right, we're gonna keep this. That's true. Arena doesn't let you click go second. Arena would protect me from that. So here's the thing, microbiologist. Are NFL referees, do they have second jobs? Like, that's like, how much time do they spend doing that? Like, again, like you're arguing semantics at this point. So I'm gonna ask you to get off of it. Like, sports have seasons too, right? So like you can't spend 40 hours a week being an NFL, whatever. All right, I'm done. This was just like misclicks and Jeskai misery. Well, we're definitely gonna get to 5 decks today. It's been a tough day, chat. Jeskai. If you would like to play Jeskai colored deck, I'd recommend checking out Standard. Those decks are very good there. And in my opinion, and again, this is subjective. That's what an opinion means. Opinions are subjective by definition. Celestial Colonnade and these Hallowed Fountain control decks are the most overplayed deck in relation to their power level that exist in Modern. These decks on average are not very good, but they generate the type of Magic that people often enjoy playing, so people play them anyways, even though they aren't very good. And in my opinion, The reason why these decks have the results that they have in Modern is because so many people play them, even though they're not very good. And if you throw enough crappy noodles at the wall, eventually one of them sticks into a top 8. Feel free to disagree with that. It's a subjective opinion. But in my experience, someone who's played a ton of Magic, that's the case with this archetype. Let's be real here. I'd rather play an SCG event and compare it to a Grand Prix because I lose less money overall. Yep. Feel free to clip that.